Today we're going to take a walk through the 3D printing process. We've created this puzzle cube, and this would follow for any kind of assemblies that we've created. First, we need to get our file saved in the correct format. We also need to choose which component we want. So I'm going to choose component 1. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go down to save as mesh right in here. Okay, I'll click save as mesh, so right click on it, save as mesh. And for the bamboos, we're really looking to do a 3MF. The nice thing about 3MFs, if I click in this drop-down box, the nice thing about it is that it carries over the units that it was designed in. So that's perfect. We don't have to play that game of scaling and everything else. So 3MF, and I'm going to click OK. And then it's going to say, all right, well, where do you want to save it to your computer? I'll say, let's do that in our downloads folder. Okay, so I'm going to save it. I'm going to repeat this pattern for every part I need to print. So I'm going to go to component 2 now, save as mesh. I don't have to do anything now. It remembers the last thing we set it to. So okay, and follow the same format. So component 2. Then I'm going to go to component 3 and do it as well. So we're really done with Fusion. Now I'm going to go into the Bambu Slicer. And this is kind of what it's going to look like. It's going to pull up recent files that you've done and all that. I'm going to go to prepare here, and this is the actual slicer now. I'll go up to the top where it adds new parts right in here. So the plus sign. I'll click it, and it's going to pull up my computer. I could pull all of these in, okay, or I could do one at a time. I think I'll just do one at a time. So here's component 1. And that's kind of what it looks like. That's going to print pretty well the way it is, and it's not going to need supports, which is really good. Now, if I decide, hey, I would like that to be, because we have an AMS on our printer, which means we have 4 colors to choose from. You could have additional colors too. I could say, I want that to be color 1, or perhaps I want it to be, color 2 here. I could choose that right now by going to Objects. And then right here where it says 1, that means it's going to go to filament 1. I could double click that. Just click in the box and choose 2. As soon as I click off, it'll go ahead and make that change. I'll go ahead and do another plus. And I think let's pull in component 2 here. This is going to pop up. I just say import geometry only. Okay, now you see if I go ahead and print like that, and we can drag that and kind of move it around. If I do that, then I'm going to have to support that. So I want to lay that out differently. I'm going to choose the Lay on Face tool right here. And I'll just click like that. Okay, now that's going to be support free. Now you notice over here we've got 2 colors now. Anytime we do more than 1 color, it's fine, but it's going to add time to it. Or I think what I'll do now, I'm just going to change that body. I'll change body 1 back to the first filament. Okay, 1 color is always going to be quicker than multiple colors. So now I'm going to go back to add a part. We'll do 3 again, or we'll do 3. Import geometry only. I've got to make sure that that's lined up well to print. Right now I'm going to have to support underneath here. But if I orient that differently, like lay flat or lay on face, now it's going to print without supports. And that's what I want to do. That's going to maximize our efficiency on time. I'm going to go ahead and pull in component 4, import geometry. There it is. As I look at it, I can see there's a couple ways I could 3D print this one. I'll lay on face. I'll do it that way. So all of those so far, nothing needs supports. We'll do 1 more because we had 5 components. Import geometry only. And looks like, again, there are several different ways we could go with that one. But I'll do the lay on face. All right. Now, obviously, we've got parts on top of parts. We want to organize those. So I'm going to go up here to the Arrange button. And you notice those little letters beside them. Those are shortcuts. I'll press Arrange, or I could press A, right? I'll press Arrange, and then I'll come down here and press Arrange again. There are some other options if you wanted to change things, but I'll arrange them this way. So now we don't have any overlaps. They're pretty tight together. That's a good thing. What I am going to do, though, because we have several of these that we're going to have to print, so I'm probably going to have to scale them down a little bit. I'm going to click and select everything. So I click that part. I'm going to hold the control key down and click all the other parts as well. And you'll notice I could have probably selected them right over here in this area as well. Okay, but now I'm going to go up here. The scale is about right smack dab in the middle. And I said, right now it's at 100%. Let's take that down and let's make it about 65. And we'll press enter. And what it'll do, it'll make it uniform. So it'll change the Y and the Z for us. Okay, so I changed everything. And that's going to be a little bit better for us. You notice it auto-arranged it when it did it. So that's really it. I've laid it out on the print bed how I want it to print. The big thing there is orienting those parts correctly so that they don't need supports and laying them out so they're not on top of each other. Then we're going to click Slice the Plate, the green button. And you can see it's taken all that Fusion-y stuff or arcade stuff and it's turning it into G-code right now. It tells us prepare time is 7 minutes 20 seconds. The printing time is 37 minutes and 41 seconds for a total time of 45 minutes and 2 seconds. So then we just go to print plate. And we have some options here. Before we print, we're going to click in this box. Right now, this is set on the 3D Champion printer. But if I click there, any other printer that I have hooked and connected to my account, I could choose that one as well. Okay, so maybe I'll pick the one of ours from school. It's a synchronizing device. Now I've got one last chance here. I can say, you know what, I was wrong. I want the whole thing to be green. It shows you a preview of what's in there, provided you use Bambu's filament. If you use an off-brand filament, it will still work, but the color choice won't show up without you setting it in another place. So maybe we want green instead of black. We'll click green. Everything will turn green. The last step we do is we just click send. Once we go to send, it'll send it to that printer and it'll pull up the camera itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to click send here so you can see the whole process. Big thing, before you print, before you send, make sure physically the printer is empty. You don't want to print on someone else's project that's already on there. So you can see here, it's taken us in. It moved over to the device tab. And we can actually hit the play button and we can access the camera there. You can see inside there. So you can see some lights coming on and it gives you some statuses over here. Like tells you what the extruder temperature's at, what the bed temperature's at. Now you'll see the bed temperature rise up and then the extruder will get going. And then eventually you can monitor the entire thing from here. Okay. So that's it.